Your attitude to yourself, your relationships with God are the most important. They affect everything else. And an unsatisfied person, the one who does not feel he has mission in his heart for other people, who has no faith in God, feels no protection from God. He does not feel that he is important to God and that God is important to him. He cannot fully give happiness to another person, even though he may try. It is very important to establish relationships with God in your heart daily. And this process is called prayer. Praying means that you want relationships with God. The next type of relationships that is also important, it comes second, that is relationships with saints, seniors, and spiritual relationships in general. We now have spiritual relationships because we discuss exalted topics. These relationships give development to a person, they change his fate and view of the world. In fact, these relationships with seniors, with mentors, and spiritual relationships in general are so important that without them no development is possible. In our culture, there are no relationships like that. Raise your hands who have mentors here. There are quite few people, but most people have no inner possibility to receive knowledge. Mostly they try to get it from the outside, but the knowledge from inside either comes from fate or from God. Our fate usually leads us astray, and God tells us the truth. An experienced person feels the difference between knowledge that comes from fate and from knowledge. The first one is a burning knowledge. You feel like you need to get a house. If it comes from God, this knowledge is calm and unobtrusive. It's time to buy a house. Okay, there is time to choose. When it comes from your fate, it's burning. I need to buy a house, I need to buy a house. It is unbearable. If the person has this burning feeling, desire inside, that is unfavorable. That usually leads to trouble. Knowledge from God is strong, calm, and soft by nature. It's time to buy the house. Okay, let's choose. Do you like this one? We need to buy a house quickly. There is nothing like that. Let's take a loan, 5, 10, 20 years long. No, nothing like that. God also gives you authority. You need a house and you have opportunity to buy it. But if the person wants to do it himself and he has a burning desire in his heart, it usually gives suffering later. Feelings from your fate are dangerous. Mother, I want to marry this man. Calm down. Think it over. I've already decided. My mother used to tell me about deceptive love, and she only wasted words. I did not listen to her. Oh, mother, you were so right. My dear mother, I had so much fun, but I met him to my misfortune. Oh, why did I? Relationships with seniors are important. Mother and daughter have similar fates, and the mother knows where there are troubles. She can feel it. And if the daughter does not listen, then she will get in trouble. Conscious speaks to us through our seniors. A senior is the one who has relationships with God. A mother that has no relationships with God, a spiritually undeveloped person, cannot give good advice. Therefore, relationships with the seniors give protection, change your life. You need someone senior in your life. That is a necessity. There are two types of such relationships. The first is heartly relationships, when I believe in my senior, and the second type is listening. Listening changes your life, and your view of the world is developed. 25 years ago, when I met spiritual culture, I started to listen to lectures, and I still do daily. The next type is social relationships. You must have a clear understanding of how to relate to different people in society. There are people in the mode of goodness who strive for self-improvement. People in the mode of passion want material development, they want to be wealthy. And there are people in the mode of ignorance who want independence and personal success. You must treat differently these three kinds of people. If you don't, you will suffer, and your life will be unlucky. It just won't work in your life. There are going to be difficulties. For example, if a person builds close relationships with ignorant people, he loses himself and destroys his life. Close relationships with passionate people make you dependent, and close relationships with goodness people give you happiness and perfection. The next type of relationships is very important. These are close relationships or relatives. Our fate, karma, comes to us through these people. The life of these newlyweds entered a new phase, a deep phase. When their fate becomes tight, it becomes very deep and strong. If you do not pay attention to your relationships, and by that I mean to accept and to forgive many things from your spouse. If you do not do it, there will be suffering. Often people want to use each other, they do not want to accept and forgive, they do not want to give. Giving, in fact, means accepting flaws of your close person, allowing him to be as he is, understanding that his flaws are his sufferings and not his desire to torment you. People have flaws because they suffer. If a person has no flaws and he does not suffer, then he brings happiness. But if I realize that my spouse causes me problems unconsciously and he suffers because of it himself, then I forgive him. It is easier for me to live with him. It is very important in family relationships. If you have no knowledge about it, life becomes unbearable. Which ones of you have unbearable family life right now? That means that you do not know how to build relationships. And that is the whole problem. Nothing else. There are certain rules, we are going to discuss them today, some basics, and that will relieve your sufferings at once. The next are business relationships, or the ones at work. They give material development. The person is stable and he has good position in society. And also there are relationships with nature in this world. They give harmony and peace. If a person has good relationships with this world, he has harmony and peace in his heart, and also health.